Here we go. So the last week I've been injured with a back injury, a lower back. No, I wouldn't call it an injury. I'd call it some muscle tightness that I've had to go to the physio for. So it kept me out of the gym for, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And it's not fun because I'm someone who I go to the gym 6 days a week. Saturday, today, is usually my day off. But, missed 3 sessions, so getting back into it. And it's something I hear a lot about the gym is, first of all, people just don't go when they know that they should. But the ones in particular, it's once people have kids, I think people use kids as a convenient excuse not to exercise. And every one of us knows people, or maybe you are the people, that have had kids, you've stopped doing whatever minimal exercise you were doing, you've put on a bit of weight, and then you hear phrases like, this is just what I look like now. And it's just a complete crappy excuse. So for those of you who don't know, I've got 3 kids. 4 is my oldest. He's 4 years old. Then I've got one who's nearly 2 and a 4-month-old. And yet I still go to the gym 6 days a week. And the secret is, as you might have noticed, outside it's completely dark. It's just a bit after 6 a.m. They're all asleep right now. And by the time I get home, the 4-year-old will be awake. He's usually up before I get home. But the other 2 are asleep. And this was the same even before kids, is there's nothing ever on at 6 a.m. There's nothing ever that's going to come up unless you've got a random early flight or something. But nothing ever comes up at this time of the morning. So it's always free. It's not like when you decide, I'm going to go to the gym after work at 5 p.m. There's always shit coming up at 5 p.m. There's an after work drinks, or you have to stay late to finish some work, or somebody invites you out for dinner, or friends are in town, so you're going to go meet them, or whatever. And all of those are perfectly good reasons for why you can't end up going to the gym after 5 o'clock. But you can't say the same thing for going in the morning. And then I hear the reason, but I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning person. Well, I wasn't. I was the teenager who would be in bed still at 12 p.m, sometimes later in the school holidays. I'd be up all night gaming or doing whatever, and then be watching World News Tonight with Peter Jennings that only came on at 1 a.m. in New Zealand. Loved that guy. But anyway, be up all night. And so no, I wouldn't be up early in the morning, and the thought of getting up early in the morning was terrible. But as I got older, I think it was when I was about when I first moved to Australia and started going to the gym again. So I would have been about maybe 23, 24, and I decided, I got to go in the morning. I'm sick of things at work. I'd be freaking out at work around 5, no one asked me to do anything. Or if somebody booked a meeting at 4, and I'm the meeting's going to run long, and then By the time I finish, it'll be 5:30, and then I'll get to the gym, it'll be 6:30, and then I'm not finishing till 7:30, and it was just so annoying and so stressful. So I started getting up early in the morning. And the funny thing is, you get up early, you go to the gym, you exert all this energy, you live your day, and by the time 9 p.m. rolls around, you're tired and you want to go to bed early. And that might not happen on the first day, it might not even happen on the first couple of days. But it does happen, and then you start going to sleep. And this is coming from someone who used to go to bed at 10:30 and sit there wide awake for 2 or 3 hours, staring at the roof, wondering why I couldn't sleep. And since getting up early and going to the gym, I've never had that problem again. Not a single time. These days, when I get in bed, I'm asleep before you know it. So anyway, we're at the gym. I'm going to go on there. I'm going to do an awesome session. I'm going to do chest, try and avoid the lower back. And then I'll come out and we'll keep ranting about getting up early and going to the gym. Enjoy. Alright. We made it out alive. Session went really well, actually. Going back to basics on a few things, particularly the bench press. It's one of those exercises that I've been doing bench press now for like 15 years. And I guess it's true with any exercise, but you can get to a point where you think, oh yeah, no, I've been doing this for a long time, I know what I'm doing. But in actual fact, you've slowly but surely picked up little bad habits. Maybe only one little bad habit a year, but then you don't fix it. Several years go by, you've built up a lot of bad habits and you're just doing it completely wrong. And then you get injured and nothing good happens. So I've gone back to the basics with bench press to really just try and hit that muscle effectively. So it's good. I mean, back in the day when I first started the gym, I was too embarrassed to even go to the gym to do bench press until I could bench press 60 kg, which is where you have a 20 kilo plate on either side of the bar. So I trained out on this shitty bench in like a small cupboard area of my flat at the time in Christchurch. Trained until I could just get 60 kilo on the bar. And then once I could do that, then I was like, oh, now I'll go to the gym and people will look at me and think that I know what I'm doing. Now I'm older, I realise no one gives a shit about you. No one's looking at what you do. Like when you're at the gym, how many people are you looking at going, oh, only doing this amount of weight today? Like I wouldn't have a clue what anyone in my gym is doing in terms of weight. And if I was that way inclined to look, I think it'd just be, again, my own insecurity of, oh, am I stronger than them or are they stronger than me? And like, it doesn't even matter. I've seen people in the past when I was looking who could lift way more weight than me, but I had a better looking physique, and it's purely because I was a lower body fat percentage. And they may well have looked at me and gone, oh, I wish I looked like that. You just don't know. So it's best not to kind of bother with that stuff. So now that I don't care, I happily, this morning I sat there, I did multiple sets with just the bar, no weight on it at all, just to perfect that technique. And it doesn't even matter if people are looking, because even if they are, they're going to forget about it. So, I don't know where I was going with that point. I guess the point is, stop worrying if people are looking at you. You just got to show up and get it done. So going back to what I was saying before, how I get up early because the kids aren't awake. Now, I know some of you with kids are going to be like, oh, well, my kids are awake at that time. Well, that's a whole other story. But find a time. Well, no, forget about that. Don't find a time, make a time. That's the thing that most people won't start exercise or a new hobby or whatever. I don't have the time. No one has the time to do anything. Literally no one has the time. If it's important to you, you'll make the time. Because annoyingly, you have to sacrifice stuff to have the time. If I want to get better at making these vlogs, which I do, I have to make the time, and this is why I do them while driving to and from the gym, because I'm doing this anyway, you know. I'm already chatting away to myself in my head about what I'm going to do for the week, or what I think about the gym, or what it is about life, or whatever. So, you know, may as well record the session. Kill two birds with one stone. But if I didn't have this time or wasn't able to record in the car and I wanted to do vlogs, you're never just going to like find the time to do it. You've got to make the time. So if going to the gym is important to you, if you want to get in shape or just prolong your life by being healthier, if that's really important, you've got to make the time. Don't just wait for the day to roll around and then realise, oh, actually I'm booked out today, I can't go. You have to pre-plan, and it doesn't take much work, you know. I'm confident most people could make the time if they really wanted to. Most people on a Saturday morning, for example, are still asleep right now. And that's their choice if they think sleep's really good. But I always say, like, you'll never think back, even fast forward 4 hours, fast forward to lunchtime today, you'll never think back and be like, damn, that last hour was good. That last hour of sleep was so good. In fact, if you got up at 6 or got up at 7, by the end of the day, it would make no difference to you. You wouldn't even remember if that extra sleep helped or not. So you might as well just get up. But hey, probably not convincing anyone here, but you know, you can try. You can try. So this, I believe, is my 21st vlog. And I know this stats for podcasts, but I feel it's probably for videos too. Once you get to 21 episodes, you're in the top 1% of podcasts. Because most people bail out at about 10. So, I've made it to 21, which I feel puts me in the top 1% of video creators, which is a pretty cool stat. So I'm going to hopefully learn from this 21, or in fact I know I will, and then I'm going to start making much better versions of these. So if there's anything you want to know or see, do let me know. And on that note, get after it.